from United States of America, from Poland. We've got ambassadors here from Germany. We've got ambassador from Switzerland. From South Africa, you've already heard Samuel Fidelis. We've got International Human Rights Commission ambassador from Iran. We've got ambassador from Austria. We've also got ambassador from France. Et je dis bienvenue aux Français.
Oui.
Parce que ça, c'est une langue que je pratique bien.
Oui.
Donc, je suis heureux de vous avoir ici à Londres et spécialement ici à Ealing. We've also got representation here from Canada. And I would request our Vice President, Supreme Council, Human Rights Commission, Javed Malik, to name the ambassadors from Pakistan who have come here. You want the microphone there, Your Excellency? Is it working? Hello.
Yeah. I would like to say to thank you to Ambassador Sonia from Canada. I would like to say to thank you to Salim Malik from Pakistan, Mia Tariq from Denmark. I would like to say thank you to Mr. Nassim from Sweden, and all my distinguished ambassadors who are coming from all over the world. Thank you so much. And Suraya from Iran. Iran, yes. And I would like to say to Mr. Mani, you can start the conference.
Thank you, Naeem. Now, I was planning to ask some of the local speakers, but the time is not allowing me. But before we move on to our international speakers, can I ask Najma Hafiz, who is ambassador for UK and who is a politician from Birmingham, honorary alderman, and I have known Najma Hafiz as a British politician and first woman elected from Birmingham. Najmani, I know politicians are very hungry on speeches. Can I request you to be brief, sweet, and short, please?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm certainly short, there's no doubt about it, so I hope my speech will be short as well. First of all, can I... Because I'm short, I have to have the mic this way. My goodness, I don't think I can remember a time where I have been in a room with so many important people. I am honoured, distinguished guests, and all our visitors from across the world. Can I say how proud I am as a British citizen to welcome you all to our lovely country. Welcome. And those of you who have not been to England before, been to London, please make an effort to see the city, it is great. But also, there are other cities in this country which are also great, Birmingham being one, which is where I come from, so please, you're welcome there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to do first of all is to congratulate, thank you, when people have stopped speaking. Thank you. I would like to congratulate, first of all, for this absolutely amazing occasion. This is a historic occasion where for the first time ever, we have got an organisation which is responsible for the whole world, which is also responsible for humanity. An organisation who has just selected its first chairman, who happens to be from Pakistan. Can I congratulate Javed Malik? Thank you. Can I also congratulate Sir Raphael and all the wonderful people who were the founding members of this organisation. Human rights is not a political issue. Human rights is not something you do when you feel like it. Human right is a right for every single individual. Unfortunately, we all know what's going on in the world. We all know the violation of human rights in every part of the world, unfortunately. Wherever you see, north, south, east, west, there are violations. We have got organisations, but the reason I'm so proud, I know Chairman wants me to stop, the reason I'm proud of this organisation is because it is independent. It is non-party political. It is non-religious. It is nothing to do with your colour, your race, your creed, or where you come from. This is an organisation which will be responsible for making sure that human rights is seriously on the agenda, that no child suffers. Our friend Samuel said very well the importance of education. We're lucky we have it here. There are children dying, women being raped across the world, a lot of atrocities. This organisation, and with the wonderful people, Nahid and all the officers, will do what Samuel said, which is each one of us has now got the opportunity to go to our grave, not poor, but rich. Rich in our contribution to human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm very proud to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being the sweet and true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got lots of speakers here, and I'm conscious of the time as well. I've got my colleague, Councillor Tariq Mahmood, I've got Tabriz Ora, who are very close to my heart, and they like to speak, and many more which I'm not mentioning, but we have to give priority to our international speakers. So without going any further, I'm going to, I will be naming the country, so whoever wants to speak from that country is most welcome, whichever one ambassador wants to speak. So we'll start from Czech Republic. If you can speak and say whatever you want to say, whoever can speak English. Czech Republic.
Hello? I don't speak English, please.
Your son can speak English.
Yes, I translate.
Hi everybody, I'm the ambassador from Spain. I will try to help my friend a little bit.
Já jsem před 4 lety.
You can use your own mic, sir. You've got another mic there.
It's 4 years ago, he finished the work and he wants to try the work for the humanity of the world.
Ale dopadlo to tak,
But it's finished like this.
že jsem
But he sent all the money for the Mr. Khan, the last chairman for the IHRC from the Pakistan. he sent all his money for the last chairman of the IHRC was ended up very bad. He sent 8,000 euro. 8,000 euro. And he didn't have nothing from this. He said all the money was he have. That's the reason with Mr. Rafał Wasik, he opened a new organization. Then we can start a totally new, clear organization without any debts, any problem to help the people. Rafał Sejkim is the all is independent for the humanity, for the world, for the.
Fine.
Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. This was the ambassador of Human Rights Commission from Czech Republic. Now, can I move on to the next speaker from Spain, please?
Marcin Barton. Maciek Barton.
Thank you.
Ambasador Marcin Barton.
You can speak from there.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Can I have silence, please, and listen to the speaker?
Unfortunately, I've put so much weight for the last 2 years. I'm so big that I try to hide my side of the body. Yes. What's I gonna say? I met Rafał a few years ago, and he was the person who first on the line put the humanity and help the people. I met him a few years ago. Everything was he made for the people. I stay with him every time, a few times a month, and he showed me the new way to help the people and the Human Rights Commission. And I'm really grateful for this to him. And I'll put the microphone for a minute for other ambassadors, because it's for me it's very hard to say, because I don't want to start crying, to be honest. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. This was the speaker from Spain. Now I've got Joan Wojsa from Ukraine.
Iwan Mojsa.
Wojsa from Ukraine.
Maybe translate my friend from Ukrainian country, is speaking only Ukrainian. Ambassador in Austria, Dr. Igor Huk, translate.
There is a microphone on the table. You can use your own mic. Is that working? The gentleman at the back, can you please take your seats? It's not very pleasant for the speakers to speak while others are talking. So, please either sit on the seats quietly or
Шановне панство, шановні колеги, я вас хочу привітати від імені амбасадора України, першого заступника генерального секретаря Мартіна Васіка Юрія Кіпермана, який надсилає вам найщиріші побажання і всього самого найкращого.
Best regards from Yuri Mikhail Kiperman from Ukraine to all of you.
Себе хочу особисто привітати вас і подякувати всім присутнім за ту роботу, що ви допомагаєте секретарю і тої ситуації, що склалась зараз в Україні.
I would like to say thank you to everybody who is helping us to work and to, especially to our passage for his job.
На сьогоднішній день в Україні є складна ситуація у зв'язку з тим, що йде агресія Російської Федерації.
The situation today in Ukraine is very complicated because of Russian aggression.
Є багато біженців, є багато обездолених дітей, є багато проблем переселенців.
We have a lot of immigrants, we have a lot of kids who were injured in the war.
І вже більше як понад 3 роки International Human Rights Commission на чолі з Марсіаном Весельтом активно допомагає людям, які того потребують.
For more than 3 years now, International Human Rights Commission under supervision of our President helping us.
Я хочу висловити подяку від імені українського народу всім присутнім, всім тим, хто не байдужий до української біди, і всім, хто разом з нами.
Once again, thank you very much for supporting my nation, to supporting Ukraine. Once again, thank you very much.
Дякую.
Thank you. Can I request our chairman, Mr. Javed Malik, to come and take the seat to preside the rest of the conference, please? And while we are waiting for our chairman, can I ask Gabriel from United States of America to express your views, please? Gabriel? Gabriel has already spoken, so I'm moving on to someone from Germany.
Ofițerul Kumpel, ambasadorul ofițerul Kumpel.
And this gentleman cut the cake early on. This is his birthday as well. So happy birthday to you, sir.
Thank you very much. So, as you see, it doesn't make a difference that I'm standing or I'm still sitting. Thank you very much for the relation to my birthday. It's a great honor to be here. And I'm the German ambassador, and as you see too, that I was born in the Philippines and raised in Germany since I've been 6 years old. I'm living already now in Germany, and yeah, I'm very glad to be here. Let me tell you something about my own person. We come from the Philippines, and this is still a poor country, so we exactly know, especially my brother and me, what is needed also in this world, especially when we are from one of these countries. So we never forget where we come from, and what we are doing in Germany is that we've got our own foundation, and we are working already for humanitarian projects. We are supporting youth and elderly support, and last year Mr. Sir Rafael Marchinwazi gave us the opportunity to run the German Embassy for International Human Rights Commission, and we are very glad to be part of this organization, and we are looking forward that we can help maybe with our contacts in Germany, because the most people are thinking that in Germany we've got no problems with human rights, but I can tell you for sure it is not so. Okay. What we tell also in our foundation, this is my board. Let's look in the past, what is going on, what we've done.
Excuse me, sir. Can I have a silence, please? Those who don't want to silent, can you just step out of the door and speak there, please? Because you are delaying, and the food will be obviously delayed if we don't complete our conference. So I would really request that speakers are respected and listened to. Yes, sir, continue.
Thank you. So I will go on. So what we say is, look at the past, look what we've done, look what we've maybe done wrong. Let's take a look to the future, but we can also only create the future in all right now. So if we want to make a difference, so we have to start right now, and you are all invited for that. Thank you very much.
Can I invite our Vice President, Supreme Council, Nahid Iqbal. I may have said Nahid Malik, but it's actually Nahid Iqbal, because I do mix up sometimes Javed Malik or Javed Iqbal. So Nahid, please.
Good evening, Honorable and respected Secretary General Sir Rafal, our Chairman Mr. Javed Malik, all distinguished ambassadors from all over the world of International Human Rights Commission Federation. I feel proud to appoint it as a Vice President of Supreme Council International Human Rights Commission Federation. Although there are many people here from all over the world and many different languages, we all here and we all have a common language, and that is the language of humanity. It is a big honor for me to organize such a prestigious world conference in London. I'd like to thank to all the media, all the supporters and volunteers who helped me to organize and make this event possible today. I'm sure everyone can agree on one thing, that violence and hate need to stop, and it needs to stop now. I'm talking about the daily violence and haters that is going and around the world. The flames are being fanned every day on TV, in the news, on social media, and even at the dinner tables in our society. The violence is committed in the name of justice, in the name of ideology, in the name of enforcement, for revenge, or to right or wrong. I'm a very peaceful woman, and I will confess, it hurts me. It hurts me to see such a hate. So much innocent blood has been shed. For what? It's time we all make a change. Let us start with our family. Teach our kids to be kind, to be aware of other people's differences and feelings, and to take care of others. Teach them to respect all peoples, all religion, and all races. As a parents, show them through your action how to be a kind soul. Don't allow them to talk bad about others or to express hate. As Nelson Mandela once said, no one is born hating another person because of the color of their skin or his background or his religion. People learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can learn to love as well, I'm sure. As we today, we can change in ourselves and in our society. Let us promise to respect, love, and understanding. Let us build bridges, not walls. Slowly, by changing inside, we can change, and we will change the world. United, we must stand and stop hate. Please, everybody, I request stop hate. We are way more powerful when we turn to each other and not to each other. When they celebrate our diversity and together tears down the mighty walls of injustice and hate, love and compassion is humanity's survivor. For me, the purpose of life is to serve and help others with love, dedication, and compassion. In this platform, I would like to help those who are in need to help by encouraging the youth and by introducing awareness and education programs. I am currently introducing our training courses to help with study technologies, women empowerment, health and criminology. I have always had a passion to help those in need for a young age. I have wanted to work in helping humanity, and I want to do what I can to give back and make a difference. Thank you so much again, Chairman, to appointed to this post, and I'm sure and I promise I'll try to give my 100% responsibility to make a change for humanity. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Naid. Now, before we move to the last part of our conference, where Chairman Selena, you will have to wait a little bit. You will be invited at 9:30. So wait until that. Can I ask our next speaker from Switzerland? Yes, Switzerland, please. Yes, Madeline. Madeline Winslet.
Good evening, everybody. I will make it short because otherwise he will start violate the human rights and cut my head here because I can speak 2 hours. I'm working a lot in human rights issue in Africa, in different countries, and especially for children. Children who was involved in war, who was taken away from their parents and abused and used as war child. For me, the most ugliest thing in the world is not only boys, even girls, and you can imagine what they suffer too. For me, the International Human Rights Commission, I'm there since 2012. I have my own NGO where I work with, but I would appreciate that from today, this International Human Rights Commission starts to go in action. We have a lot to talk, a lot of organizations talk, and talk, and talk, and we know that violations are all over the world. We know it. We all have television at home, we have Facebook, we have everything. But what we're going to do now to start? So, I want to give the mic to our chairman. Tell me how and when our first action starts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madeline. Without any break, can I ask our next speaker from France? Alexis is the ex-member of parliament and now a member of the local council. And he's here with another delegate from France, the Bassam. So I'll ask one of them to speak, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We want to present us as a French delegation, and I asked Tabassum Salim to stand up with me. Just a few minutes. Thank you. We want to present us as a geopolitical club, which is a French think tank. That's the reason we are invited is tonight. And we want to tell a few words about our activities and the reason of our presence here tonight. Our think tank is specialized in complex geopolitical and strategic issues. It brings together decision makers, politicians, and various personalities from civil society. The club aims to establish a constructive dialogue through its various symposia, workshops, and seminars to open the field of possibilities with regard to crisis recovery. The club also wants to promote sports which, based on its value of respect, solidarity, sharing, and self-improvement, can become a great lever for the development and cohesion of societies and territories. Lastly, club ultimate goal, maybe the most important, is to ensure global peace and the development of democracy and human rights. For an optimal result, our club plans to be active not only locally, not only in France, but also internationally, and we want to engage cooperation with international networks which are sharing our values. So you know now why we are here tonight. As a French think tank, we are especially sensitive to the situation of human rights in the world, but also in our country. As you know, France is often called patrie des droits de l'homme. That means country of the human rights. It's sometimes true and sometimes difficult. As you know, we are facing a difficult situation at that moment of our history. And I can finish my speech without telling a word about the refugees who arrive in number in Europe and also in France. And the difficulties of the authorities to achieve a real politics of hospitality with humanism. And so the light often comes not especially of the authorities, but from associations, collectivities, local authority, and citizens who are mobilized to give these people decent situation in our country. And so we are happy to tell a word about the situation. That means that sometimes this is a civil society, citizens who are more courageous than government and different authorities. And I want to tell this tonight here. This is very important for us. And we are part of this, because we are not representatives of government here, but civil society. I finish my speech to tell you that it's an honor to be your guest and to cooperate with you and your network as ambassador. Special thanks to our chairman, Malik, and our Secretary General, Wazik. And we want to tell you again that we are proud to be here tonight. Thank you.
Merci, monsieur et madame. Before I call our next speaker, who will be from Austria, I would like to, at this stage, thank the media friends and partners who have made an effort to come here and cover the conference. I also want to put this on record that we've got more people than what we invited. So we are running at full hall. I can count on fingers that we have got more people, because this was my duty to make the list. So we are running at full. I would like to request Dr. IHRC from Austria to express yourself, please.
Good evening to everybody. Austria is a small country, so my speech will be very short. As you know, we in Austria had a huge experience in taking care of human rights. I remember only 56 from Hungary immigrants, 68 from Czechoslovakia, 81 from Poland, and now from Syria, Afghanistan. So based on this huge experience which we have in Austria, we will now continue. We have a lot of organizations, but they are not so well organized as International Human Rights Commission worldwide. I promise you that using this experience, we will, I hope you can hear me, that we will continue this Austrian experience and work now into International Human Rights Commission. Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Krzysztof Sadecki from Poland.
Working? Yeah. Okay, nice to meet you everybody. I will tell you some words like Rafa always taught, we're doing it for future, not for us. And by these rules we always working. Thank you for doing what you're doing around the world. Humanity and charity is a part of our life. And this is very respectful, honest and honor. Doing all this thing and take care of other people. I think the choosing Malik is the best choice for the term of the federation, and I'm love to cooperate with Malik and Rafael in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Can I go a bit further from Europe all the way to Pakistan and ask our beloved brother Asad Bandara, my favorite, to say a few words, please. I mean few words, but you can give more because you are going to talk on behalf of Salim Malik as well.
I thank you, Harvey. It's glad to be here in the honor of Mr. Javed Malik. So he's responsible for the humanity now. Don't let it die. Work hard for that. So I really appreciate all of these ambassadors. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Now the next speaker I've got is, we go all the way to Canada. And we've got a young lady, Sonia Ahmed, who speaks 40 languages, I believe. So, over to you, Sonia.
Hi, everybody. I don't speak that many languages, but yes, close enough.
You gave the impression.
I was born in Kuwait, but to Pakistani parents, migrated to Canada, so yes, I've been all around the world. And Mr. Javed Malik and I have shared a lot of our thoughts on the International Human Rights Commission, and we've been in touch for many years. And finally, I've got this opportunity to be here as an ambassador, so I'm really thankful to him, and I think we'll be working much further and much longer. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now I'm going back to Poland because I've got quite a few speakers from Poland. General Secretary can correct me if I make any mistake. I've got another name, Vazdemar. It's written in Polish.
Waldemar Wierzycki, Poland.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm from Poland. I'm cold watcher, so I observe everything and everyone. And that's all.
Okay. Can I request Mia Tariq from Denmark to speak, please?
Good evening, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. My English is not well, but I try my best. I am very thankful to the organizer of the conference. Continue our journey toward a strong and beautiful world. Thank you very much, Chairman Mr. Javed Malik. You give the opportunity. We all together here. We are talking about human rights. Everybody knows very well that human rights are the basic right of every person, has been virtue of being a human being. Basic human rights include right to live freely, a right to get education, get food, and many more. Our main focus is on education and as well as women empowerment. We need to get your support in this regard. Our working is provide poor people, disabled people in Pakistan wheelchair and faculty in education sector. We care, we have been helping deserving people, include capacity, and our aim is to involve you in our journey to help others. Together, we will make a difference. Thank you very much. Love for all, hate for no. Thank you.
Thank you. We've got one ambassador from Iran. Huh? He's downstairs. Have I missed anyone? There are a few from Poland, but I don't know if they want to all speak. Can I request His Worshipful Mayor of Cabinet to say a few words, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm so happy to see my neighbor, Europe, Denmark, France, and different countries, Poland, and all over the country. And I thanks to Mr. Malik Javed. He invited me here with this beautiful function, and I welcome you all. And here I have from Denmark also. I lived 25 years in Denmark, and Denmark, Mr. Tariq, he is here, and I also is the Danish mayor. And I'm so happy today, and I welcome you again. I know you wait for the food. I don't take your time. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Can I ask Mr. Javed Mahmood to say a few words, please?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Assalamu alaikum. And I'd just like to say thank you for everybody to giving us time. And only because I know everybody's starving and the time is running out, I'm not going to take your more time, and only I'll say thank you, and the people who came from abroad, everybody welcome here in London. Thanks.
Thank you. That was really sweet and simple and very short. I would like to say to Mr. Salahuddin Sahab, if he can say a few words about, please, thank you. International recognition. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, Javed Malik, and give me the opportunity. And welcome to everybody here, and welcome to London. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you about Mr. Salahuddin. Mr. Salahuddin has given us the office of headquarters in Brighton, in his hotel. The last name of the hotel is in Brighton, which is on the seaside. So he said every ambassador who comes from foreign, they can enjoy the seaside and they can enjoy the beauty of it. So thank you very much, President Sagar.
I would like to say a few words, Sheikh Salim Sahab, please. If he can say a few words. Sheikh Salim Sahab?
Salim Sheikh. Not here? Okay, never mind. When he comes back, we can ask him. In the meantime, before we reach to the toward the end of the program, and before I ask our chairman to deliver the Salim Sheikh is coming in. If I can ask Salim Sheikh to say a few words, please.
Good evening, everybody. It's wonderful occasion this evening. All these dignitaries are here from various countries for a good cause. And I think a lot of things have been already said. So I don't think there is anything to add, but only I can say that welcome, everybody is welcome here in this cause, and I think we should try all together, because this is a burning issue at the moment throughout the world. That now every TV, every media is highlighting this, the plight of children, women, and everywhere, what is happening now. So human rights is the biggest, very big issue now. So I hope that all of us will work together to reach a goal and solve some of these problems which are happening everywhere now. So I just thank everybody for coming here. Thank you very much.
Can I ask Pamela Malik to say just a few words, please? Because we are short of time. Her Excellency Pamela Malik. Please give her a big hand. Pamela Malik.
Thank you very much, Puneet. First of all, I am welcoming all distinguished guests from globally and from the country. Thank you very much for coming to this prestigious press conference organized by Nahid Iqbal and our chairman, Janab Javed Malik Sahab. It's been an honor to work for the human rights. I was a normal person who was working from scratch for the human rights, not in Pakistan, but in UK too, which includes the children, women, elderly, media, and a vast thing. Human rights have been getting violated everywhere globally. We need to look at minutely to them. My promise to all of you, I was working past 2 years non-stop, and it's my honor that Mr. Javed Malik spotted me and gave me this opportunity. So I have to run now for the human rights, and I need all of your blessings and my mentor's blessing. Thank you very much.
Can I request Lord Duncan to say a few words, please?
Thank you very much. So I'd like to add my congratulations to Chairman Javed Malik and Naheed Iqbal for this splendid event which they put on. And I will, as quickly as I can, tell you about the human rights education that I'm involved in. We seem to be living in an increasingly uncaring, violent and brutal world. The media is awash with stories of death and destruction. But is this the whole story? You might be forgiven for thinking it is. But there is another picture if you look for it. I work in the field of human rights education. This is different from being a human rights activist. An activist often has one particular issue or situation they are seeking to resolve. There are many activists, many issues, and many situations that do need to be resolved. Over the past 4 years, we have run 160 workshops educating people on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We've done this in the UK for speakers of Farsi, Kurdish, Arabic, and English. Not yet for Urdu, but I'm hopeful that we will. When we started human rights education in London with Farsi speakers, we found we had a group of people who nearly all had particular situations they were focused on, all competing for their voices to be heard. Now I'm going to race ahead because I just had a very fierce message. So, the Universal Declaration was actually agreed by the nations in 1948, and Eleanor Roosevelt, who was the driving force behind the drafting of the Universal Declaration, said in a speech 10 years later, "Where, after all, do human rights begin? In small places close to home, so close and so small that they cannot be seen on any maps of the world. Yet they are the world of the individual person, the neighborhood he lives in, the school or college he attends, the factories, farms or offices where he works. Such are the places where every man, woman and child seeks equal justice, equal opportunity, equal dignity without discrimination. Unless these rights have meaning there, they have little meaning anywhere. Without concerned citizen action to uphold them close to home, we shall look in vain for progress in the larger world." Now, we are doing human rights education. We are educating people about their human rights. And this is something that everybody can get involved in doing. So, who do we focus on? We focus on young people vulnerable to gang activity and gun and knife crime. We focus on vulnerable young women and girls who could be at risk of sexual exploitation and trafficking. We focus on young people at risk of being drawn into radical and destructive ideologies. We know that bullying is a problem in many schools and social settings. Successful human rights education can socialize the bully and empower the victim. Young girls from a cultural background where early and forced marriage, so-called honor killing and female genital mutilation still occur. These cultural practices follow women to Western countries where they settle, and Western governments, as well as Middle Eastern and African governments, are trying to eradicate them. Also, people who experience racial antagonism or hostility to their religion, and anyone experiencing domestic abuse or bullying at work. These are all violations of human rights. So, if you want to find out more, go to our website at peaceful-planet.org, where you will find human rights education materials in Urdu, in English, and in other Middle Eastern languages. I have this very tall man standing beside me, looking slightly, not threatening, he's too nice to be threatening, but he's looking insistent, and so I'm going to end off there, but please do consider human rights education, and you can contact me through the chairman and the deputy chairman. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are reaching toward the end of the session, but I must apologize from Tabriz Ora, who is our very main speaker, but today I couldn't put him through. So my apologies, Tabriz. I've got our performers waiting, but before we go to that, I'll just ask our chairman to say just final few words for this conference, and then the guests who are in the middle, they are free to, while we are talking, they are free to move to their tables because dinner's been served on the table. So, sir, if you want to go to your tables, you are most welcome. Okay, well, you can stay here, and you will be providing dinner, whoever wants.
Ladies and gentlemen, and especially to the media, who have made it here, who have supported us from various channels. Thanks very much once again. Thanks to the team who have been very supportive, organizing this. Special thanks to Munir Saab, who've been with us working on this over the last 2 months non-stop. Special thanks to all my guests who have made it from the Manchester. Thank you very much, Mona, who made it from Finland. And also thanks to the family of my beloved daughter, Nahid Iqbal, for coming and supporting her. I also like to thank the main person, the hero of the show, Rafal Basik. It's his hard work which has got us together. He united everybody and he's given me the burden now to take it further and keep them united. Thank you once again. There are beautiful ladies standing here to dance and to entertain us. I think I will leave it short so you all have a food. And I can promise to my ambassadors from all over the world, now I will give my best shot. I will be with them standing shoulder to shoulder. I will be coming to their country and looking into the human violence. I promise Wherever I am needed, I will be there with every one of you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.